Hey there, thanks for checking out this Ask the Expert video on rnrmagonline.com. This time around, we are talking about disinfection and cleaning. It's certainly a big topic in the industry today with the pandemic, but it's an important topic that's going to carry forward into the future, even once the pandemic really dies down. So today I'm bringing in John Anton, who's the founder of BioEsk. We are going to talk about the importance of understanding the products that you're using, making sure that you are following the proper cleaning procedures and not just the spray and pray method. All right, John, thank you so much for joining me. So tell us a little bit about yourself and your background.
Yeah, sure. No, I appreciate you having me. Again, my name's John Anton. I'm one of the founders of BioEsk. I started in the restoration business probably going back 20 to 24 years ago, back when the mold craze kind of became the thing that was going on. So I started the mold part of it and grew that company, sold my part of that business, joined another company, helped grow that business, did a lot of large loss restoration, a lot of healthcare work. We traveled around chasing storms and hurricanes, tornadoes, all those good things. So, spent the last 20 something years, as I said, doing restoration, and then started BioEsk about 6 years ago.
Okay, and it's been kind of a ride since. So at the start of the pandemic, it was critical for manufacturers like BioEsk to provide a suite of solutions for disinfecting and cleaning. So tell us a little bit about the BioEsk story of what happened at the start of the pandemic and how you helped your clients and new clients serve their communities.
Wow. Start of the pandemic, boy, that was a little bit of a roller coaster. Caught everybody by surprise, I think. We watched the drama, so to speak, starting to happen in China. And we kind of had an idea that it was getting ready to move our direction. So we as a team started to kind of stockpile some of the raw materials that we needed to try to get ready for it. We were actually at the Nexus event in Las Vegas when the phones just started going crazy. And I can remember sitting there saying, oh my God, I'm not gonna be able to spend time talking to people coming to the booth because the phone just won't stop ringing. So we made enough product at that time, we thought, to probably last us about a year to a year and a half. And that was a very, very wrong estimate. We ended up about a week of that product being gone. So we had to do some pivoting, so to speak, because I was thinking about this, and you asked a question, when a hurricane or something hits, it typically hits one specific region, whether it's a Gulf Coast or down on the coast of Florida or up in the Northeast, and it hits one general area. So everybody kind of flocks to that. With this, it was worldwide. I don't think anybody anticipated it to do what it did. So we're not just trying to protect one general area. We're trying to protect the entire world. So we geared up, bought as much product as we could. We went from running 2 factories to trying to get up and running to up to 10. And we made it a personal mission of our team that we were not going to quit. We were going to do whatever we had to do as a group to supply our distributors and our customers, in the restoration industry, the products that they needed in order to protect, the world. I mean, it was a germ warfare, so to speak.
Yeah.
Right. So we're out fighting to knock that down. So we wanted to try to keep people in business, keep people back at school, and keep our families and our friends healthy and safe in their own communities and their homes.
Yeah. Okay. I was also at that show, and I remember, for one, as that show continued, it evolved with safety measures. Like they started serving you differently, and then the signs were going up for use hand sanitizer and these signs. And then I remember flying home. It was like when I got back to Detroit, it was a different world. Everything was shutting down just in that time that probably you were flying home too. Like that window of time flying from Vegas to the East Coast, and the world changed kind of in that.
Yeah,
weird.
It was definitely overnight for sure. And I think that's where the fist pump was invented. Was it?
Yes.
So,
yes.
But, interesting times.
Okay, so I know kind of over the last year, as restorers have been doing more cleaning and disinfecting services, some of them unfortunately have fallen into the kind of spray and pray area, but there are better processes for cleaning and disinfecting and making sure that the job is getting done right. So what processes have you recommended for restorers who are doing this type of disinfection and cleaning work?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think the the first thing that they needed to do was educate themselves as we were educating ourselves. You know, it wasn't just a spray and go. You know, you actually have to clean. You know, the products are designed to do what the EPA labels have on them is what they can do. So you have to read the labels, understand how the product works, or products, depending on what you're using, put it on the right way, let it sit for the time that it needs to, and then clean. And I think that was one of the biggest misconceptions of what was going out there is people thought they could just go and spray and let it sit and everybody was good. So just getting people educated on that process.
Yeah.
You know, following the consultants that were involved, you know, because a lot of the industrial hygienists and Department of Public Health got involved, and you had some of the government agencies were getting involved, and the protocols were changing. But, you know, the main thing is to clean and to protect.
Yes. Okay, so talking about cleaning and protecting, a few years ago, terms like botanical and green were pretty hot and popular in the industry. And I think today it's a little more common for our contractors to be looking for disinfection options that aren't harmful, that don't have bad byproducts and stuff like that. So tell me what you think restorers should be looking for today on labels, on MDS sheets and all of that to determine both efficacy of the products they're choosing and safety.
Sure. You know, I mean, the label is truly the law. You know, and so again, kind of going back to educating yourself, you know, we as restorers, you know, in the past, we would just buy something that, you know, we knew about, and we'd go out and we'd spray it and, you know, hope that it was doing what we thought it was going to do. But by reading the label and educating yourself on it, you see that there's different steps that go along with it. You have to spray the chemical. You know, is it approved for fogging? Is it approved for putting through mechanical devices? If you fog it, you know, what steps you have to do to protect the people in the spaces that you're fogging it with. How long does it have to sit on the surface? That's probably the number one thing that I think that not just the restoration industry, but people in general learn through the pandemic is, you know, how to truly use a product. You know, because most products that were being used had 10-minute dwell times, and you know, until other products came out like ours, it showed that you could do it much quicker, that people would just spray it and go, wipe it and go. You know, and a lot of these products have to be rinsed off the surface. A lot of them aren't food contact surface safe. A lot of them aren't approved for fogging. So, you know, reading the label, understanding how the product is designed to work, and then using it the way that it's designed to work. So those are the main things, you know, understanding concentrates versus ready to use. You know, dilution products with the concentrates, you know, maybe 2 ounces to a gallon, 4 ounces to a gallon or more. It just depends. So reading the label and understanding how they work is the one thing that I think that that all of us have taken from, you know, from the pandemic, is how to use products better. As far as safety goes, you know, reading the SDS sheet's important, because you need to know, you know, going into people's homes and businesses, what you can and can't use. You know, there's a lot of people that have compromised immune systems. There's a lot of people that have sensitive materials in their buildings and hospitals and schools and things like that. You got to make sure you're not going to put something on a surface that's going to cause dilution or corrosion, rather. That's not going to cause anybody any physical harm if they're breathing it or getting it on their skin. So paying attention to those, the SDS sheets, and understanding the safety of them is extremely important.
Okay. All right. So moving on from disinfectants here, BioEsk has a lot more than that. So let's talk a little bit about the other technologies and products that you have beyond disinfection. I know that there's maybe things for textured ceilings and graffiti, and then more typical products that restorers might need.
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously we are not just a disinfectant solution company. We make heavy duty cleaners and degreasers that are used to clean up smoke in fire damaged projects. We use odor neutralizers. We make paints. We make mold resistant coatings and smoke and odor encapsulants. We make mold and mildew stain removers, graffiti removers, which has become very popular with people out there spray painting, you know, their yes or no's on the sides of buildings these days. So we've got stainless steel cleaners. We have the texture sealing remover as well, that you can spray on popcorn or texture and scrape it off. It makes the demo process really easy. So we've got a list of products that are being updated every day and being released. So a lot more to come too. We're excited about where we're going in the future.
I love it. Okay, so I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit. Do you have any interesting projects that have happened recently with any of your products that would be interesting for restorers to hear about?
We had one just recently that was it was a paint manufacturing plant that caught fire, and they sold hobby paints. And so they had to shut down. It was about a 700,000 square foot facility, and the paint where the actual fire started just charred up everything, and it smoked the entire place out. So what we ended up doing is having two restoration companies kind of came together, competitors in a sense, but came together to work together as a team to knock that out. And the smoke in this area was just extremely thick and hot because of the materials that were in. So they went in and did a great job together using the degreaser to clean everything and wipe it down, and then going through where it needed to be and encapsulating the smoke and the damage from that to help control the odors. But the cool thing about that was that you had two people that, you know, should be fighting together in the streets, came together as one to help each other. And you know, what do we need more than that right now, right?
Yes, that is so true. That is so true. I love it. Okay, John, anything else that you want to talk about? Anything we missed?
No, I just you know, just thankful for everything that's going on. You know, we're all in this together. You know, helping one another and assisting people where we can, I think is just an extremely important thing this day and age. And we're just grateful for the opportunity and for the business that we have, and anything we can ever do to help people. I'm easy to get a hold of and always willing to take a phone call and just talk about restoration or products or just life in general. So anything we can do, we certainly appreciate it.
Awesome. And what does your show schedule look like for 2021? Do you have any shows on the schedule yet?
We're going to be at RIA, I know for sure. We're kind of, you know, bouncing around ideas of which other ones to go, just kind of depending upon how travel and things go. So, but that we're definitely going to be in June, and hopefully we'll be at some other ones after that.
Awesome. Well, I will see you in June for sure. Thanks for your time, John. I appreciate it.
No, absolute pleasure. Thank you.